Reunited and it feels so good. Sorry, I had to sing that. Welcome everyone. I've just probably turned the people off watching us. Welcome to the SLS wrestling. Yes.
Now I'm disturbed.
Oh, totally. See, you try.
I don't know if I should give you the wave now.
You're gonna give me the wave because that's what everyone comes here for. Welcome everyone to
No.
the year 2025. Jeez. Never thought all those years ago I'd make it to 2025, but here we are in that. So I'm the host, Sugar Ray, of the SLS Wrestling Podcast. You all know the co-host, the most favoritist wolf ever, Legion.
Hello, I wave to you guys, not to him.
How you going, Legion? How was your holidays as well? Do anything exciting or like that?
Painful. Financially painful.
Financially pain, yeah, I can understand the financially painful bit as well. In case guys here, there's an aircon here. I live in Australia. I had to deal with the other night when it was, and my aircon wasn't working as well. It was just a fan of, it was 30 degrees Celsius, which I think in, this is at night. This is at 11 at night, which I think in Fahrenheit is 88, I think. So
thank you for Americanizing that.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's all good. You know, like it's you guys could just go with the rest of the world and learn the actual, correct measurements. But it's all good. It's all fine.
You don't know us Americans very well. We're lazy.
No. See, I think I'm a Aussie American. So yeah. Yeah. So it was actually I did on a couple of days after Christmas meet some childhood friends that they were down at one of the local bars and asked me if I come around, and I'm not a drinker anymore and that, but yeah, went there and it was actually really good to see them and that. So I found out one of them's moving back to my town as well, so I get to hang out with his family and that. So he's got a couple little kids and that, so yeah, it's going to be really good and that. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about probably my favourite event of the year, the Royal Rumble. Whew!
I love the Royal Rumble. It's like my favorite match of all time.
Yeah, and especially this year. We'll get on to when we get to the predictions of that, but I think the men's Royal Rumble this year, I can't remember the last time it's been built up this fantastic, and that we'll probably have to go back.
If I remember, if we remember from our picks from last year, because I think we both said the men's Rumble was the most predictable Rumble.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
Of all time.
Yeah.
And it was fairly predictable because me and you kind of knew the final three.
Yeah.
Not the final four, but the final three.
Yeah.
Because me and you like matched up on it.
Yeah.
But when it came to the women's Rumble, that one was a bit unpredictable. Even though, yeah, you got the pick on that one with Rhea Ripley.
No, it was Bayley last year.
Was it Bayley?
Yeah.
I'm thinking the year prior.
Yeah,
I am so sorry, people. I am so sorry.
It happens, yeah.
That one, yeah, that was fairly unpredictable.
Yeah.
Because everybody had a feeling Bayley would win, but at the same time, it's like they mixed it in very well.
It was Bayley, and we didn't even realize Liv was going to be there as well. And then Tiffany Stratton was a big surprise, but I'm glad she got the spot as well. So, but yeah, what's since it is the Royal Rumble, last year we picked our favorite, Royal Rumble moments. I want to not actually go to Royal Rumble moments. I want to go to Royal Rumble matches or / moments. Like we had, when I say Royal Rumble moments, I think we both had. I had John Cena returning. It was either John Cena returning or Edge in 2020. I don't know if you had the other one in that, but I just want to go moments apart from the Royal Rumble match or matches apart from the Royal Rumble match. Do you have a favorite from any of the Royal Rumbles?
I have one because this one keeps popping in my head over and over again every year.
Yeah.
Every time I watch it. And I don't know why, but it was a tag team match between the Hardys and Eminem.
Okay.
I think it was a TLC match or ladder match. I can't. It was one of the two. And the infamous spot that took out Joey Mercury.
That was Armageddon.
Was it Armageddon?
That was Armageddon. Yep.
My brain is not functioning today.
No, that was a Fatal 4. I think they did have a tag team match at a Royal Rumble.
They did a tag match at Rumble, but it was still good nonetheless.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. You should know. you should know you can't get anything wrestling past me. I'm pretty hard to stump at that. But yeah, the incident where Joey had his face cam, smashing that was, I'm pretty sure it was Armageddon 2006, if my memory serves me.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, that was still one of the best tag team matches in Royal Rumble. Anyway.
Yeah. Like we might even get to the Hardys. You know, they might actually be appearing in the Rumble this year when we talk about the news on a certain thing that happened and that. So, sorry, go on.
No, I'm teasing. Go ahead.
So, I was going to go Hardys and Dudleys back. The match they had at 2000. It was the first ever tables match, I'm pretty sure, in WWE ever. But then I really thought about it, and there was one moment, and I'm sure everyone will agree with it. Let me just get it up, and we're going to show it here in a second to make sure I'm on the right thing as well before I get it up and show it. This moment here, just the response from the crowd is amazing. That's all I'm going to say. In case you didn't, I don't know if you're watching there, Legion, and that, and if you aren't, how dare you, and that, but it was Sami Zayn turning on the Bloodline. Like, the response, it was earth-shattering. Like,
I don't know why that did not pop in my head. That was one of the biggest moments in Rumble history.
Yeah, that's why when I was asking you before the show, I thought, I wonder if he's going to take this one, because I really want this one, and that's, but yeah.
I am so sorry. It's like tonight, does my brain just malfunction properly?
Hey, we all have it. It's all good, you know. Like, it's glad that I'm actually on point today for the minute, anyway. And that's so maybe soon you'll be on point today.
Maybe it's because I didn't go with the pack when they went hunting. Maybe it's just karma.
Anyway, we better get into some news. We're going to start off with some WWE news. Really exciting WWE news. Take us away, Legion. Go for it.
This one I'm actually really excited for because they finally announced, and this is on the WWE webpage, about the WWE and TNA partnership. It is actually more official than it's ever been because this is a 2-year deal.
I was going to ask you.
All I know is it says multi-year deal.
Yeah, multi-year deal. So at least we know it's 2 years. So
it's at least 2 years.
Yeah, at least 2 years.
So. In other words, but they didn't say it's good because I don't think it says it's explicitly on NXT, but it says including weekly flagship shows such as NXT. So in other words, they might show up on any show. It's possible.
It's
but we don't know. We don't know if it's just strictly NXT.
Yeah, for me, obviously they had the handshake. I guess it was a handshake agreement last year, and. Guys like we'll get to. Don't worry. When we get to the TNA news, we've got something very special as well. So I'll just leave it at that. But your boy Joe Henry when he appeared and the response he got, I know it was a very small crowd, but when the camera is shaking, something's big's happening in that. So it was.
I did something really interesting when he appeared because I was not expecting it.
Yeah, can we share it? Can we share it on will this get us a TOS or?
I don't want to say.
Okay, geez, now you got me really worried in that.
No, if you can use your imagination.
I really don't want to use my imagination, and that's. But yeah, this, we had Joe Henry, we had Rosemary, Frankie Kazarian was in that battle royal as well.
Yeah, but I'm upset he didn't get a proper introduction into it, other than. Is that Frankie Kazarian?
Yeah, I know, yeah. It's kind of like you remember back in ECW when Christian returned, and it wasn't the commentator's fault. Apparently Vince wanted to bury Christian, and in the most unexcited voice ever, I think it was Todd Grisham, when it's Christian. After a 3-year return, and I just went, oh my god.
Oh yes, yes. That was just horrible.
It was on that level now. I'm sure they didn't mean it in that, but you thought they could have had a big thing as well. So I'm trying to think of any other TNA guys that went to NXT. Those are the three that come to mind. And we saw, the Charlie Dempsey and his crew go to NXT. At Genesis recently, we saw Faxion. I keep butchering the name. I'm sorry.
One of the biggest surprises in NXT in recent history, anyway, outside of Joe Henry, was the Rascals showing up. That blew my mind.
Yeah, I actually forgot about them. The Rascals showing up as well. So it's. I hope that we can get. No offense to the guys that shown up from NXT to TNA, but I really pray when he's fully fit in that AJ Styles goes down to TNA, because he basically made that along with Samoa Joe.
Yeah, he was there for day one.
Yeah, it was there. It was the very first ever X Division champion there, and that. So hopefully he can go back there, and I wouldn't mind seeing a feud with him and Joe Henry, because I think he could put it over Joe Henry big time. So.
Oh, you just broke my brain. I want that. I want that. I want that. I want it.
Well, what have I been telling you all this time? WWE, hire me. That's all I can say.
What have I been saying every time you say that?
They'll probably fire me within the first day. They probably would. So, even we'll get on we'll get into the next bit of news as well. The debut of Raw on Netflix. We both watched it as well. Thank you as well for streaming it as well. As far for the wrestling purists, I think you and me would both be wrestling purists. I think it was a pretty, okay show in that. But what they were trying to do was, lure. We were going to show up no matter what. The wrestling purists were going to show up. They were trying to get more people to show up. That's why we had, cameos from. The biggest pop for me was seeing Macaulay Culkin.
Yes, that honestly, it wasn't just for you. That was for everybody.
And he literally had his hat down, and then I went, "Holy crap! It's Macaulay Culkin!"
When he had his hat down, I'm like, "Who is that?" And his name popped up on the screen.
Yeah.
And his face up. My mouth just dropped.
Yeah. Well, it was like 4 matches in 3 hours. It was more to showcase, to the guys who aren't, pure wrestling fans like us. Hey, this is where you can come as well. Like I know. Travis Scott, it was. Hopefully I'm not butchering the name. Wrapped Jey Uso into his match with Drew. Just trying to think other stars that showed up as well. We won't mention. There was probably a bit of an uncomfortable moment. We'll say a wrestling, and he was one of my. I don't know if we should say it, but the no, we won't say it as well. A wrestling Hall of Famer that got rightly booed, and that. So
Yeah, that was
awkward.
I've dealt with cringy stuff in wrestling, but that one was very cringy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I wanted to walk away.
It's I talked about this with you. I didn't realize that he had not apologized for the shit he said. So
No.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but if I'm off him now. It's really sad.
Yeah, that's why my respect for him went out the window years ago.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And that's so. But overall, what'd you thought of the show as well? Like Triple H opening up with that like that little thing in the ring as well was pretty cool as well. It was like I said, the average fan would really enjoy it, but for us it was like an okay show, and that's so. But the next week,
In all solid, I would give it like maybe 7.
It was really good. I even predicted it in my thing, John Cena appearing as well and saying he's going to enter in the Royal Rumble and win. And a lot of people were saying it was kind of a cheesy promo. Have you guys met John Cena before? Like, he's been doing it for 20 years.
I don't think they can see him.
You just had to get that in there, didn't you? Okay, rightio. That's your first warning, by the way. It's all good in that. Like, a lot of people ragged on the promo. I thought, what was wrong with it? Like, it was a bit cheesy, but it's Cena. Like, he can.
That's who he is. That's how he's been for a decade.
He can do the cheesy, and he can do the super serious promos, and that's what's really good thing about him in that. So yeah, that was one of my highlights as well.
What people don't understand is when he's in the ring doing a solo promo, he is very cheesy.
Yeah.
When he's in the ring with somebody, he's hysterical.
Yeah. It's and by the way, we got part 2 of my John Cena story. Just wait for that later on as well. So but let's go on to the next week's Raw, with the debut. We actually thought it was going to be at the Netflix debut and that, but we had the debut of Penta. Now, I've seen him in Lucha Underground. I've seen him in AAA. I've seen him a bit in TNA and AEW and that, but I really didn't know much about the character. But I will say the one thing that WWE are doing amazing this day is the presentation. His presentation was amazing, and in there and his first match, you're going to put the first match when there was someone good, like they had him with Chad Gable, I thought it was one of the best moves ever in that. It was a really good match as well.
Yeah, that was the best decision Triple H and WWE as a whole made.
Yep.
Is putting him with Chad Gable.
Yep. It was really like, and it's interesting to see who Chad Gable is going to get to counter his lucha problem, as he calls it now. So.
I think I know what it is.
Yeah, I think I know what it is as well, but we won't get into that yet. Well, do you see him having a match at Mania?
Oh, Penta?
Yeah. You would think you'd have to have a match at Mania, and not the.
The interesting thing is, I think it's against Gable.
Do you think they're going to run it back?
Revenge. Yeah, he getting his revenge.
You don't
saying that, I wasn't ready, but now I'm ready. Blah 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 type of scenario.
WrestleMania, we only have 14 matches. Do you think that's? This is me.
I think it would be on night one.
I'm just saying. Do you think it'd be worthy anyway? Like, I'm not discarding Gable and that, but there is going to be a lot of good wrestlers missing out on WrestleMania. Like, if they, unless they have, a lot of multi-man matches and that, like, I can see a lot of good people missing Mania and that. Like, the roster is the most stacked I've ever seen, not only in WWE, but AEW as well, and even TNA. Like, it's so stacked. It's amazing, and that's, so, yeah. Also, from this week's Raw, we should touch on as well, a bit of news as well. JD Madonna. I was going to call him Jordan Devlin, but JD Madonna, in a very
That's
scary.
That's pretty much what JD stands for.
Was that?
That's pretty much what JD stands for, I think.
Yeah. In a very scary situation, he went to do a somersault out of the ring and hit the commentator's booth. And the second he hit the commentator's box with his back of that, I thought something's not right here. He did not look good. He got. I don't know if he got a concussion, but he got broken ribs and a punctured lung from that. And then there's a story going as well that Triple H said, let's cut the match short on that. And JD apparently said, no, let's play out the match. I think it went for another 10 minutes in that. Much props to JD as well. I don't know if you classify that as courageous or stupidity, but much props to him because that is just insane. Did you see it when it happened as well?
I just gasped for air when I saw that.
Had it been out...
Because usually when I see injuries that happen within the ring, usually I'm like, oh no, I hope they're okay.
Yeah.
This one, oh my, I was terrified for him.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous. Well, by the way, don't try wrestling at home. I remember, I'll quickly tell you a story. When I was younger, I was doing flips on my parents' bed. This is when I was younger, and literally landed on my neck and felt a crack. And I said, that's it, I can't do that. So don't try that at home as well. So neck's fine and that, but yeah, I heard a loud crack. And I thought, for a second, I thought I might have hurt myself in that. So anyway, and also you want to touch on Dakota Kai is also injured as well. So
yeah, if nobody realized that Dakota Kai got slightly injured in the tag team match against I can never remember their name. Because that tell you a lot.
But Pure Fusion Control.
It was Zoe Stark doing I want to call it a rebound drop kick onto Dakota Kai, and it hit her point blank right in the face, and it just whiplashed right off her head whiplashed right off the mat. So she got a pretty mild concussion from that.
It's just never good to see, is it? It's I really hope that Dakota Kai, she's had an unfortunate run of injuries and that, so hopefully she can come back from this as well. So it's unfortunately she's going to be missing the Rumble as well, because I feel like they were going to start a program with her and Lyra Valkyria as well, but I've obviously had to change that. So yeah, all the best to Dakota Kai as well. I know she's a personal favourite of yours and that, so really wish her the best in that. Yeah. So
I hope she gets better.
Yep. Let's touch on some AEW news. We saw the return of Kenny Omega, which, look, I've never been the biggest Elite fan. I'll say that right now. Put my hand up. Like, you see me put my hand up. Hello, how you going? Yeah, but I will say the last year, he's coming back from. I'm pretty sure it's oh God, I'm going to butcher the name. I don't know if you can say it for me, but it's apparently he had a bit of his intestine removed as well. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name in that. So
yeah, I don't remember the name of it either.
It's something that Brock Lesnar had as well and Shane McMahon. So it's He was out for 13 months, and I will say in that 13 months, I did notice AEW was felt like when Orton was away for 18 months, it felt like something was missing and that. And when he came back, it was like, oh, okay, this is all good again. So
Yeah, it's Diver Tequila. I think I butchered that name.
Yeah, we're butchering that, but Kenny is returned as well, and I had a match with Brian Cage, and won, and they've set up the program with the Don Callis family as well. So it's really good to see him back, and I wish him all the best as well, because I think AEW is a lot better.
I think me and you said this, like, the entire time he's been gone, it's like AEW had like a known void.
Yeah.
That nobody could fill.
Yeah, it's kind of like I said when Orton was away. Like, you don't realize how much you miss the guy until he's gone and that. So yeah.
And I said this in the past, like right when AEW first started, that I was always a huge fan of Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Because I watched his work back in New Japan.
Yeah, I've only seen him really since he's been in AEW and that. I know they did was it him and God, I'm going to butcher the guy's name. Was it Okada? Him and they had like
Okada.
Yeah, they had like
at Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah. Oh, that match was amazing.
Like they've had like they've been compared to the Steamboat Flair matches of the 80s and that, and like they went for really long as well. So you know it's it's just really good to see.
Normally Yeah, I know we all criticize Meltzer on his star ratings and all that, but his 6-star rating on that particular match, I think it was Wrestle Kingdom, was it 19 that this happened?
You're telling the story in that, so you know.
No, I know I might be giving the wrong day, but I know it was Wrestle Kingdom.
Yep.
That was by far the most accurate description of that match. 6 stars.
Okay, cool. Down. All right, well, yeah. And also on Collision, I will say this, a lot of people had a problem with this happening on Collision. And that I'm just there thinking, you can't have everything on Dynamite because it'll turn into, I don't know if you remember in WWE when Raw was where everyone would be and SmackDown would just basically be a highlight show. We don't want that. And that the...
it'll be like I wouldn't say B show, more like a go where nobody's wanted.
Yeah. We saw the return of Timeless Tony Storm. I will say I'm not a huge Tony Storm fan, but what she's done for Timeless Tony is, it's just, you got to give people props in that when they do something really good in that, and just the turn and all that stuff, and the crowd realizing, when she came back as debuting Tony Storm in AEW, well, I think it was like about a month ago, and I thought, where are they going with this? And I thought, if they go this way, which I did think they were going to go, it's going to be really amazing. And now Tony Storm and Mariah May will be meeting at Grand Slam, which will be held in Australia as well. So,
and you know me, I'm a fairly big AEW critic, and you know this, and everybody here knows this.
Yeah.
But that particular storyline got me off by feeling like that is amazing. That's what they need.
Yep.
Give me more.
Yep. Yep, and as I just touched on then, on February 15th, I'm pretty sure, 14th, one of the two, AEW Grand Slam. They've only announced 2 matches so far. It's Mariah May and Toni Storm for the women's AEW World Title, and then it's Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, which is like a dream team, against the Don Callis family as well. I think it's Kyle Fletcher, and I don't have the other name in there because something's happening with my thing at the minute, so I do apologise in that, so I could probably look it up in that, but someone else, the Alpha Male, I forget his name, I don't know if you can think of it for me.
The Alpha, Marcus Corp.
No, it's God. Anyway,
that's the only Alpha Male that I have.
No, he's actually retired a long time ago, and that, so it's it's 2 members of the Don Callis family and that are taking on those 2 at the Grand Slam, which I would have gone, but Brisbane is a bit too far away from me. I'm sorry. I know there's planes and that I could do, but it's probably not that. So, all right, now let's get to something that happened recently, and we're going to put on the focus on you right now. You and me both watched Genesis, and that I actually brought it as well because I saw it was really cheap. I thought, you know what? I like TNA. Let's watch it as well. Really good show. Like we watched it from start to finish, and that. Like I really quickly want to have a look at the matches quickly as well because as I butcher
I
my spelling. And that's
I will say this. I'm just glad the whole TNA WWE partnership is a thing, or else uh, NXT would have a run for its money with that pay-per-view.
yeah. So we started off like I'll go over. Like we saw Moose defeat Ace Austin, Eric Young and Steve Macklin defeat the System, Spitfire defeat Ash by Elegance and Helen by Elegance, and that. We saw the return of Tessa Blanchard. We won't really talk about that, defeating Jordan Grace, which actually was her last match, and she actually did sign recently with WWE as well. So I expect her to come straight to NXT and be a star. That's a really good signing as well. We saw Mike Santana defeat Josh Alexander, and then Josh Alexander quit. Rumors are he might be in the Rumble. We'll get to when we get to the Rumble news as well. So the Hardys defeat the Rascals when also Faction came out and sat there in the match as well. So that was first big shock of the night. And then Master Slamovich defeated Rosemary. And then a personal favourite of yours, Cora Jade, came out as well.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like she's going to have a match with Massa as well pretty soon. But the main event, how about I just show you what actually happened as well? Let me make sure I get on the right thing before I show it, because this will be very awkward and that. So just enjoy this for a second, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I enjoyed it. Come on. Come on, Andrew. You can do it.
Here we go. 1, 2.
1, 2, 3. Yes! Joe, yes!
Number one, I'm really happy for you. Were you...
Yeah, you saw me get down.
Were you... Oh. You're right there, you're having a fit. Hey, hang on, I need to check. Are you okay? You having a fit?
Yeah.
Now,
I believe in Joe Henry.
Now tell him to get out of the ring right now. By the way, that dance, that's how I used to dance when I was younger in the pubs and that. So, yeah, over here. Never got any women in that. Obviously, you know why now and that. So, but, yeah. So, when it happened, how did you feel? Like...
Imagine going back in time.
Yep.
During Royal Rumble 06.
Yep.
Undertaker winning the Royal Rumble.
It was actually 07.
Was it 07? Okay, 06, 07. I get those 2 years mixed up. You know this.
06 was Ray, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
The Rumble Taker wins. Imagine that, and you know how everybody got excited for him winning?
Yep.
His very first Rumble.
Yep.
Take that and multiply that by 100.
We'll say, just to see your excitement as well, like, I was never, like... I wouldn't say not a Joe Henry fan, but you see, you know, fads come and go and that, so, like, I kind of thought he would come and go, but, you know, he's, yeah, to see the crowd response and all that as well, like, you know, it's just, you know, this is why we like wrestling. We could have the shittiest day and that would probably turn everyone smile, you know, like, I was really happy for him.
I think it was Bully Ray who said this in his podcast, is that you may suck, like, be really bad in the ring, but as long as you give a great promo, be very charismatic, you get far in this business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway,
and he is really good.
Have they announced his first title defense or no? He had his first title defense against Matt Cardona. So.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I was just thinking, actually, JBL got involved in that as well. We should actually talk as well. JBL got involved. I actually thought he was
going with that.
Was that?
I don't know where they're going with this one.
Yeah, it's like, really like, and then he appeared on Raw the next, like, the 2 nights after as well. So it's interesting to see where they go with him and that. But anyway, that's the news, and that's so. Number one question I got to ask you there, Legion, is: are you ready? No, not DX. Are you ready as well?
I was about to go done.
Here is part 2 of my story. John Cena's last year in WWE. So where we left off, Cena had just been eliminated by The Rock in the Royal Rumble. We go to backstage after the pay-per-view. Sorry, premium live event. Cena is looking despondent, sitting in the locker room and that, when Adam Pearce walks up to him, consoles him, and actually says he has a proposition for John. Since Roman, I don't know if you know, but Roman won and is going to be challenging Cody for the WWE title. There's no challenger for the world title. And John said, yes, I'll challenge Gunther for the world title. Adam Pearce goes, hey, hang on, John, hang on. So starting tomorrow, starting on Monday, Raw will be having some Elimination Chamber qualifying matches, where the winners will go to the Premium Live event, Elimination Chamber, and the winner of the Chamber will meet the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania. John says yes, but Adam Pearce says on one condition, and John goes, what? Adam Pearce says that you sign an exclusive deal to appear only on Raw. John Cena says, for how long is this deal for? Adam Pearce says, we'll sign a short-term deal now, we'll reevaluate after WrestleMania. John Cena agrees, Adam Pearce leaves, and John Cena is really happy. So we get to Raw 3 weeks before Elimination Chamber. I was going to put down a date, but I'll just say 3 weeks and that. So, I just saw someone mention. Oh, God. Anyway, earlier matches in the night. These are my earlier qualifying matches for the Elimination Chamber. We have Ilya Dragunov defeating Pete Dunne. Dominic Mysterio defeating Carlito. Seth frickin' Rollins defeating Ludwig Kaiser. And CM Punk defeating Jey Uso, which leads us to the main event. John Cena versus Chad Gable. They ran it, as you remember in my first story, like the first match I had Raw when John Cena returned on Netflix, and they're running it back in that. So, after a competitive match, John Cena sets up a Chad Gable for the AA. When the Creeds come down, Julius distracts the referee while Brutus grabs a chair and begins to slide into the ring. John Cena sees this and gets Brutus while he is sliding in the ring, starts to kick him and punch him down as the chair slides to Chad Gable. After he picks up Brutus and clotheslines him over the ring and that, Chad Gable hits Cena in the back twice with the chair, then lays it down on the ground and gives John Cena a DDT on the chair. Chad Gable yells at Ivy, who alerts the referee as he stopped arguing with Julius Creed. They slide the chair out, of course, you know. The referee counts 1, 2, 3. In a shock, Chad Gable has defeated John Cena. Raw ends with American Made celebrating, with Cena again despondent in the ring. Try and be really quick as well with this. After Raw, Cena storms into Adam Pearce's room, GM room, whatever the name is, and that, saying, how could he win with all the odds like that? Adam Pearce agrees, but he tells John, you did realise there are only 5 matches tonight and there are 6 participants in the Elimination Chamber. Adam Pearce says the loser, everyone who lost tonight, will compete in 2 weeks in a gauntlet match, where whoever wins the gauntlet match will earn that 6th spot in the Elimination Chamber match. And that. Cena is happy, and this was a backstage segment. They could throw it on WWE.com and that, so, yeah. Raw 2 weeks before, so not the gauntlet match and that. The 5 people in the ring, so that's John Cena, that's Jey Uso, Carlito, Pete Dunne, and Ludwig Kaiser. When Adam Pearce comes out and says there's going to be a 6-man tag match tonight, where whoever gets the winning pinfall will be the last in the gauntlet match. So the best chance to win the gauntlet match and that. Anyway, Jay is there. Hold up, Adam. There's only 5 of us. What? It's got to be a handicap match? Me and John versus these 3 goofs and that. And Adam Pearce congratulates Jay being a smartass, saying, oh, you're correct. There is only 5 of you, but I believe John actually got you guys a tag team partner for later tonight as well. So see you then in the 6-man tag. Jay looks at John, and John's just there smiling and winking and all that. We get to the 6-man tag. Carlito Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser comes out. We have Jay going through the audience as he does. We have John Cena as they just sit there, and Jay is just looking at John going, who's the partner in that? And then we hear R-Truth's music. Of course, you know, of course he's going to come out and help out his childhood hero in that. So after, once again, a competitive match, we get to the end part where it's down to John Cena and Carlito in the ring. John Cena sets him up for an AA and that, but as he's about to hit the AA, he gets close to close to his corner, and Jey Uso makes the tag in that. So he hits the AA, goes for the cover. The referee goes, "Hang on, you're not the legal man." John Cena going, "What the hell?" As Pete Dunne comes in and clotheslines him and John Cena over the top rope. As Jey Uso has climbed to the top rope in the corner and done the Uso splash. 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso has won and will be the last person in the gauntlet match. As Cena is on the ground realizing what's happened, he's got a bit of a weird look on his face and that. Sorry, something happened. It's all good. It's all fine. Don't worry about that. As Jay and R-Truth celebrate, Cena gets in the ring and pushes Jay. We end with Jey Uso and John Cena, going mouth to mouth as, Truth is trying to break them up and that. I do apologise. I'm having a bit of an issue with my computer at the minute and that, and it looks like it's doing it again. And that, I do apologise. I'm just trying to fix it out. We'll just keep on going. I don't love technical difficulties and that. I'll keep on going. 1 week before Elimination Chamber, this is a gauntlet match night. Before Raw starts, we're in the GM's room again with John Cena, Ludwig, Carlito, and Pete Dunne. We've got the return of the, I don't know if you remember the tumbler, where they would people choose their Royal Rumbles numbers. They've got it for this. 4 numbers and that. So all 3 go first. John Cena is the last to pick out a ball, picks it out, looks at the number, and he has a bit of a frown on his face, and then just smiles and that. So we get to the main event. They announce it's a gauntlet match, so we find out who's number 1. It is, of course, John Cena, because he posed the first ball and that. But his music hits and we don't hear from him and that. So then all of a sudden we see a camera running to the back. It goes to the room of John Cena. John Cena says, "Cut the music." He does an impassionate promo saying, for 20 years plus, he has given everything to the wrestling business. It's about damn time the wrestling business gave something back for me. Not only will I win this gauntlet match tonight, I'll go on to Chamber, win that, and then I'll go to WrestleMania and I will break Ric Flair's record and create history at WrestleMania. Don't bet against me. Hit my music, and the music hits and all that stuff, gets to the ring and that. We're going to find out who number 2 is. Number 2 is Carlito. Carlito comes to the ring, looking all smug and all that stuff. He's got an apple in his hand. Starts biting on the apple. We all know what's going to happen. He goes to spit at John, misses John. John ducks, hits him with an AA. The bell goes. 1, 2, 3. Carlito's gone. Number 3 is Pete Dunne, and we'll give them about 5-10 minutes. Give Pete Dunne and John Cena, which would actually be a really good match as well. So a bit of time in that. It looks like Pete Dunne is getting the upper hand. He's doing that finger thing that I really don't like as well. If people wrestling as well, you know what I'm talking about in that. When R-Truth comes down to the ring and tries to cheer on John, Pete Dunne sees what's happening and goes to the outside, and it's just in Pete's face and that, saying, "What are you doing?" as the ref is counting. 1, 2, you get it. R-Truth drops a bomb. He goes, "Oh, sorry, Butch, I'm just here to cheer on John." And Pete Dunne loses it and starts to chase R-Truth up the ramp and that. He gets to the top of the ramp and the official has gone 7. Peter's realised his mistake. 8. Peter's running to the ring. 9. Pete's about to get in the ring. 10. Pete Dunne's been counted out and that. So Pete Dunne has been eliminated. We go to number 4, which we all know is Ludwig Kaiser. I think they could have a really good match as well. I think Ludwig Kaiser is going to have a big 2025. So this might be a way to showcase it as well. It ends with John Cena, really, tired and that, hitting an AA and just barely covering him. 1, 2, 3. Cena is won. Cena is just in the corner, tired. He's so just there. As Jey Uso makes his entrance through the crowd, also gives John a bit of time to, relax as well and that, recover and that. As Jay gets into the ring, he looks like he's about to go at John as well, but then he's actually feeling sorry for John. He says, look, I don't want to do this, that John gets to his feet, goes right up to Jey Uso and slaps him right in the face. Just does the come on and that. So they start doing Fist of Fury and all that stuff. We get to the end of the match where John Cena is hutched up in the corner. Jey Uso is going for a spear. Goes for the spear. John moves at the last second. As Jay goes into the corner, we find out that the second turnbuckle has been removed somehow. We don't know how it's been removed. Jay hits his head on that. He's absolutely stunned, doesn't know what's going on. Cena rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. John Cena has survived the gauntlet match and will be in the Elimination Chamber as well. We see replays as it's shown the turnbuckle was loose for some reason, and as John was moving, he hand accidentally went over and pulled the turnbuckle off. So John Cena inadvertently cost Jay the match by cheating, and that ends with John Cena celebrating as well. So yeah, Elimination Chamber, and it is the Elimination Chamber as well. The first person in is Dominic Mysterio. He's in one of the pods. Second is Ilya Dragunov. Third is Chad Gable. Fourth is Seth Rollins. We hear Cena comes out, and then we hear CM Punk's music. CM Punk and John Cena are going to start the Elimination Chamber match as the crowd are going off and going, this is awesome straight away, as they just stand there and look at each other and that. So, alright, they go for a couple of minutes and that, don't want them working out over too well. Third out is Chad Gable. They obviously do some stuff and that. I don't want to go over everything that's going to happen because it will be here for probably another couple hours and that, so I'll just cut it down for you. Number 4 is Ilya Dragunov. Number 5 is Dominic Mysterio. After a couple of minutes, CM Punk hits to go to sleep on Dom. Dom is eliminated. As Seth Rollins is last in. After about 10 more minutes, Seth Rollins eliminates CM Punk and laughs at CM Punk as Punk is just going, what's going on? What happened? How did this happen? And that. As Seth Rollins is laughing at him, Chad Gable comes up behind Seth Rollins, rolls him up for the 3. Seth Rollins is gone as CM Punk starts laughing at him. And Seth is really pissed, and instead of going for Chad Gable, he just sees red at CM Punk and they start fighting in the ring. They need to open the Elimination Chamber door. They need to get refs, they need to get officials, they need to get anyone else down here. I don't know who else they can get down there, but they need to get down quickly in that. As all the refs and that are trying to break up Punk and Rollins grabs a chair, throws it at Punk, but Punk dunks, and the chair goes into the chamber as the chamber door closes. After a few more minutes, we see Ilya Dragunov eliminate Chad Gable with a top rope H-bomb. I think he could do it as well. As he gets to his feet, staggered and all that stuff after about 30 seconds or so, John Cena comes up behind Ilya Dragunov and hits the AA. But before he hits the AA, Chad Gable sees this and throws the chair where Ilya Dragunov is about to hit. John doesn't even see it as well. So John Cena has AA'd Ilya Dragunov onto a chair, doesn't even realise as he covers him. The ref counts 1, 2, 3. John Cena has won the Rumble. Has won the Elimination Chamber in pretty controversial circumstances as well. We see John Cena sees a replay of Chad Gable throwing the chair in. And then he is a bit conflicted going, that's the second time he's won when some shenanigans has happened and he didn't mean it and that. So anyways, John Cena celebrates as the pay-per-view goes on as well. Because that wasn't the main event as well. So anyway. Raw. The next Raw. 4 weeks before Mania, backstage. John Cena is doing a promo and all that. They brought the interviewer, whoever it may be, brings up, well, you did win the gauntlet match by shenanigans and now you won the chamber match. And John Cena goes, I didn't know any of that. As he stops and looks across the thing, and we see Ilya Dragunov comes up to him. Cena says, "Sorry, Ilya, I did not know that. Like, I'm really sorry." And that Elliot says, "Don't worry, John. You didn't know anything. You didn't know anything about it, or did you?" John Cena has a confused look. Later on in the night, we have a Cena Gunther promo because Gunther retained the title at Mania, at Elimination Chamber, so it's going to be Gunther and John Cena at Mania, and that they have a nice little promo. Gunther can go about how Cena is too old, can't win, etc., etc. And we could have, Cena saying, he's going to break the record. You can bank on it. It's written in the stars, all that stuff in that. So yeah, and that. Raw 2 weeks before Mania. John Cena defeats Ludwig Kaiser in the main event. Gunther comes out and Ludwig Kaiser do a 2-on-1 on John. As R-Truth comes and makes the save, then it's announced next week it'll be John Cena and R-Truth versus Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. We get to 1 week before Mania, the Raw before Mania. John Cena and Truth beat Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. As after the match, they, beat down both of them. They tie up John as they go to work on R-Truth's leg and that. They really lay into Truth's leg. They get chairs, they get whatever and that. They really destroy it and that. So we have a backstage promo later on of John Cena's there with the ambulance as they're putting Truth in. He's obviously really hurting that, and John Cena is just there. What is he going to do? It's going to be 2-on at Mania as Ilya Dragunov comes up to him again. And Cena's there, "Look, Elliot, I don't have time for this, okay? If you want to make more accusations about me cheating, go do it somewhere else." And Elliot said, he's going, "No, John, I saw what happened to R-Truth and that. I want to help you. See, I know what it's like to defeat Gunther for a title, and I can help you. Let me be in your corner at Mania because we all know Ludwig Kaiser is going to get involved somehow. So please let me be in your corner." John Cena accepts and that. So it's going to be John Cena with Ilya Dragunov in his corner versus Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser and that. So WrestleMania, the opening match. We have a spectacular opener for John Cena, like entrance as well. I don't know what they could do to beat the one where there are a lot of Cenas and that. I don't know what Mania is that at. But spectacular one for him, or a spectacular one for Gunther as well. So after a grueling match, and I also should mention as well before the introductions as well, R-Truth is actually on commentary. He's on crutches that, but he could be on commentary, and that. So yeah. After 20 minutes, we see Ludwig Kaiser was about to interfere, but Ilya Dragunov cuts him off, and then refs come down and all that stuff. As Gunther is powerbombing John Cena in the ring. Gunther covers. As Cena puts his foot on the rope, the ref is counting 1, 2. Ludwig Kaiser pushes the foot off the rope as the ref looks to see nothing on the rope, and 3. Gunther has beaten John Cena at Mania. Gunther has won and celebrates with Ludwig Kaiser as John argues with the ref. Ilya Dragunov comes into the ring to try and calm down John, and that John is just like he's on the verge of losing it and that. So anyway, John pushes both the ref and Ilya Dragunov away as he beelines for Gunther and Ludwig. Grabs Gunther, turns him around. Gunther is just laughing his head off, holding the title in John Cena's face as John Cena snaps and kicks Gunther in the balls. The crowd is stunned. Gunther's stunned and really hurt as well. Ludwig Kaiser's stunned. Even Ilya Dragunov is stunned. The commentary is stunned. Everyone's stunned. And that as John Cena just stands there with a glazed look in his eyes and just rolls out of the ring. Ludwig Kaiser and even Ilya Dragunov is checking on, Gunther. He got a very vicious shot in the nuts and that, it would really hurt. Trust me, I know. As John Cena rolls back in the ring and has got a chair and starts wailing on Ludwig Kaiser. Hits him 3 or 4 times before Ilya Dragunov goes, "Come on, John, what are you doing?" Grabs him and John Cena turns around and hits him with the chair in the shoulder and then in the back a few times as well. John Cena is just absolutely lost it. He is going nuts. He is throwing refs out. They're getting refs from the back. They're getting officials. I don't know who the officials are. Kenny Dykstra is there. We'll get him involved. Somehow they're all in the ring trying to calm down John as Truth says he can't let this happen. Puts down his earphones and goes into the ring. Tries to calm John down. We can visually see John saying, Truth, get away from me. Truth there, come on, John. You know, you can't do this. You know, there'll be another day. Once again, Cena goes, Truth, get away. As John turns around, Truth grabs him. As John Cena turns around.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think something happened.
Yeah, I know. It's, Hang on, I got you. That better?
Yep, I can see you again.
Yep, sorry. Technical difficulties, and that it happens anytime. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, John Cena has grabbed the chair and whacked R-Truth. Just starts wailing on him. The crowd is just in meltdown. Like Michael Cole and Pat McAfee on the commentary, they said we've never seen John Cena like this before. He has snapped. As we see Triple H come sprinting towards the ring with Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis as well. Might have been throwing Shawn Michaels just for the hell of it as well. As Triple H gets in the ring, turns John around. John is about to hit Triple H when he realizes it's Triple H and he does nothing. And that Triple H is just like, you've seen Triple H when he is angry. He is furious. He tells John to put down the chair and get out of his ring now. John looks like he's actually about to hit Triple H, and that as Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis are just trying to calm down, you know, John, don't do this and all that stuff, as John puts down the chair and just marches his way to the back with Triple H in tow, just giving him shit as well, just absolutely giving it to him as well. Kathy Kelly is backstage trying to get an interview with John, which, you know, is pretty, I wouldn't, but, you know, she's a roving interview and that. As he comes through the curtain, the gorilla position, and Triple H is yelling at him, and John Cena is right in Triple H's face, not saying a word, just glaring at him like the biggest anger on his face. He tells him to get out of the stadium right now. He will deal with him another time, and that. As we see Triple H get in his car and drives away, as Michael Cole and Pat McAfee apologise for what just happened. End of part 2. How was that?
The unexpected Cena heel turn.
Is it a Cena heel turn?
I would like to believe it is.
Well, you have to wait till part 3 to find out. So, part 3 will be next month as well, so, yeah. Oh, by the way, if you have a story idea for me to do, you know, put it in YouTube as well. I'll have a look at it if I like it, because I'm going to do 2 more stories in that, and I haven't thought of any yet. If you guys have an idea, please let me know in that. So, but anyway, I believe we're going to start a new segment. It's called I Challenge You. Don't know if you remember at the end of last year, I challenged my good friend Legion there. I challenged him to fix the problems in AEW. And Legion, I believe you've got some fixes for me. So, the floor is yours. Wow me.
Alright, before I say anything on this, just know that all these are my opinion.
Yep.
And please don't critique me on it.
Yep. No.
Or as evil as possible, anyway. Anyway, my first one is given I've been saying this for quite some time, is with Tony Khan. Needs to take a step back as the main booker and let someone else run it. For example, I'm going to use the rumors of Shane McMahon. Like, for example, if Shane McMahon ran it, things would be a bit different within the company and wouldn't be as hectic backstage or anything going on. We actually have an actual boss running behind the scenes. And then, of course, this adds on to it's like we need a proper booker, not a fan booker. Like me and you, we're fan bookers. Do we have good ideas sometimes? Yes, but a lot of it is fan based. But we need a proper booker. I'm gonna use Shawn Michaels and Triple H as an example because look how good the company's been running since they took over. Look at Scott D'Amore down in TNA. Amazing booker.
He wasn't TNA. He's actually got relieved of his job down there. So.
Oh, I'm using an example of
okay,
he was.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't hear there was. Sorry, go on.
I may not have said was, but
yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay.
You understood well.
Yep.
Anyway, if they were, like I said, if somebody else was running it, like it was, Tony Khan can still be the boss, the owner, and all that. Like was the owner of WWE. He can still like run the company on the financial standpoint and promotional standpoint, things of that nature. But on the booking, have someone else run it. And of course, Tony can still have say, but have somebody do majority of the booking. That would be an amazing work.
Yep.
Secondly, to piggyback off that one is we need to have better storylines for the top talent. Because right now, what they're doing with Tony Storm, excellent start for storytelling. Everybody keeps saying there's
The
great
Royal
storytelling.
Rumble is
I'm not
only-
discrediting it, but from somebody who's seeing a lot of storytelling over the years, you including myself, through WWE, WCW, all that, it's like they're just putting matches together, random matches together, fantasy bookings of like, for example, Bryan Danielson versus Okada and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we want to see those matches, but put a story behind it.
Yeah.
Put something into is what we want to see. I would love it. Like for example, Bryan Danielson lose to Okada in his first match and then just go on a mission to go, I need to beat him. Something like that.
Yep.
That would make AEW more interesting and stop the. Of course, there's still going to be criticism, but not as much as there is right now. That's my opinion on that matter.
Yep.
Thirdly, the Young Bucks. I had to get to this. Right now, they're on-screen authority, but they're like more on a competitor side of things, which eliminate the competitor side of it. Make them I'm not saying take away the on-screen authority. Leave that. It's amazing. I love it.
Yep.
But get rid of the competitor side of it. Like I'm honing in on the authority side of the storyline back in the day.
Yep.
Like do something like that.
Yep.
Like pretty much have them for example, the Vince McMahon of AEW in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Do that, and that would make their characters more hated and everything. Because right now it's like, even fans are like, they're just taking the titles, whatever.
Yeah.
But if they had their on-screen authority and had somebody doing their bidding for them, that'd be better. Thirdly,
That would be fourthly.
Okay, fourthly, thank you. What do I do without you? Anyway, fourthly, I've been saying this for a while. Right now, because I'm not saying their viewership on TV is small, but their attendance record is very small in person. It's pretty small. It's like they rent out these big arenas and less than half show up, which is embarrassing for a company as a whole. It was somebody that wants to be big. It's not a horrible idea to start off with a small arena, especially just for like shows and things like that. If you want to go like big arenas, do it for your pay-per-views. That's when your major crowds come in, which is, I don't mind that.
Yep.
But when you're doing your shows, start with a small arena. But like when you get more and more sellouts in your small arena, go bigger, go a little bigger, which would draw in more people, draw more fan base. I wouldn't mind that. And speaking of the pay-per-views, this is the last point. The 10 card, like I've seen a lot of them that have like 9-10 card matches.
They've even gone like sorry to interrupt you, including pre-show. It's nearly been 14 matches. Like I'm pretty sure on one as well. So.
And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I watched my first AEW pay-per-view. I fell asleep through half of it. It was not to discredit the matches, but it was that long. It was 8 hours, people. Mm-hmm. The pay-per-view was 8 hours. That is a long time. I criticized when WrestleMania was 8 hours.
Yeah, I remember it was
5 or 6 hours.
Yeah, 5-6 hours is like just too long. Like, yeah, I agree with you.
I criticized that.
Yep.
And 8 hours is way too long.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If they're gonna do that, do something with like what WWE is doing with these major pay-per-views. Cut it into 2 nights.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind that. If people say, "Oh, they're stealing WWE's idea," guess what? It's a great idea. It's an excellent idea. But for your minor pay-per-views, stick to low cards. like 5 or 6 matches to keep some people interested into the higher pay-per-views. Like when you get to the major pay-per-views, yeah, go a couple more matches in the card, like 7 or 8, but 8 is the limit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Any more than that is just way too much. I know you want to give your talent time on the card, but at times, like when it comes to pay-per-views, you want the talent people want to see, like the stories people want to see on the card. So that all my points tie in together with the story, the pay-per-view, all that all tie in.
Yep.
If they do that, I think within a year's, maybe 2 year time, AEW will be can be a fierce competitor to WWE. I'm sorry, that's because look at how WCW did it back in the day. They were a fierce competitor. WWE almost lost.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for one false move by Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
And there's my way I would change AEW. For
you don't mind if I give you a bit of feedback on that quickly as well? I'll be really quickly as well.
I am open to any feedback.
Okay, I agree. The too many matches is definite. Like I remember watching that 14 match when I went, oh god, like I like wrestling, but no, nothing like that. I definitely agree with you on the attendance as well. Like even here in Australia for the pay-per-view in Grand Slam in February, like they went from a 52,000 seat to a 15,000 seat as well because they weren't selling as many tickets. So they kind of getting that idea going, hang on, we need to start a bit smaller in that. So, I agree with you on the Young Bucks as well. Like when they did it was sort of Succession like style with their bosses and that. I've never been a huge fan of the Young Bucks, but I really like that storyline as well. Agree with you on the better story as well. Like, it's weird them having matches that would probably, be their show of the year, like All In and that, and they're having it on a random, a Dynamite. I don't know if they've ever done it on a Collision and that. The one thing I will disagree, I think they stay away from Shane McMahon. If you saw what he...
I was just using him as an example.
Yeah, I was going to say, to just stay... After what he did in the 2022 Royal Rumble, if you remember, it was booked to be runner-up to Brock before they came and said, no, you can't do that. But yeah.
I'll only use him as an example because it's just the rumors, the whole Shane McMahon.
Yeah, I know. There's the rumors that he's leading the Death Riders and that, which they still haven't gotten onto and that. So, yeah. Actually, like I said, those ideas make sense. And, like, we're fans. We can... we try to give respectable criticism as well. And I know that's probably an oxymoron as well, but, it's... I will say with TK as well, probably should stay off, kind of like someone in WWE that I won't mention, kind of stay off Twitter and that, don't get involved with stuff on Twitter and that. Anyway, but I like that. So have you got a challenge for me?
I do.
Okay.
I have a challenge for you.
I'd love to hear it.
You ready for this one? Because you're gonna have a hard time. You might have a hard time thinking about it. You might hate me in the long run.
We'll find out.
I want to know how you would read. Yes, I want you to redo something from WWE history.
Oh, here we go.
Jinder Mahal's title run.
God. So is there a limit on this? Like, do you want it? How long do you want it?
Doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a story. You could put like points like I did, but this one's gonna be a tough one for you.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that right now because this was a toughie just to think about.
No, I've already got ideas straight away. Like it's I've got a few ideas and that. So yeah, I'll get into that. So I'll do that. I'll try and at least get 6 points next time in that. So yeah, all right. So let me just write that down. Jinder title run. God, already got a few things straight away. So number one, I wouldn't have him as I think the challenge is I got to have him as the WWE champion. Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Pretty much the same way he wins it.
Yep.
But his run.
Yep.
You have to change it because if you remember, his run was complete lackluster.
Yep. Okay. It's quite easy in that, so I'm pretty sure I'm fine in that. Anyway, we better get on to the Royal Rumble. What we're all here for. What people want to see, and that.
Oh, no, I thought they came to see us.
They came to see you, not me. Let's be honest in that. So, let's start off with the. Let's start come on, look at you compared to me. Anyway,
You're getting more.
Yeah. Let's start off with this is how we think the thing's going to go. We think it'll be the Women's Royal Rumble to start off. It might be that or it might be the Tag Team title match, I don't know, but we'll start off with the Women's Rumble. Let's get the participants in as well as I quickly look in here. It's funny because up until a couple of weeks ago, there was only one person in the Royal Rumble. So we're all thinking it was going to be Nia Jax winning. And that currently at the minute, we've only got 10 people in the Royal Rumble. Like, we've got Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, and Io Sky. Still not many competitors. Like, we're missing out. I don't know what names we're going to bring up as well. But, it's... it's... Like, there's been mentioned as well, I don't know if you've seen this, we probably should have talked this on the news, but there's rumour that Nikki Bella might return and sign a full-time contract in WWE.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, I know, like, I'm just looking at the news now and that, so... How do you think Nikki Bella would go in this current standard of WWE?
That...
To be fair, I've never been a fan of Nikki Bella and that.
No, the only reason I'm like this because she criticized WWE a bit after her contract ended.
Yeah, and didn't she appear on the Raw Netflix return?
She did.
Yeah, there you go. There was another one as well. So, who else we had? We had the rumors of, maybe Alexa Bliss returning as well. AJ Lee.
And the whole Alexa Bliss you heard the stories of Alexa Bliss. Her return got scrapped.
Apparently there was no. I didn't realize they were scrapped. I thought there was nothing.
It's because they wanted to give her her old contract, and her team said no. They want to renegotiate, so they just scrapped her return.
Well, if you were, I'll throw this to you quickly before we keep on going with this. Where do you think Alexa Bliss fits in the WWE if she was a return? Obviously not in NXT. Before you start, sorry, the one thing I want back is her original music, because her new music sucked.
Yes. Bring back the goddess.
Yes. Do you see her on Raw?
Please.
Do you see her on Raw or do you see her on SmackDown? I think the women's is really stacked. I think she'd nearly get it lost in the shuffle, to be fair.
To be honest, I see her would go to SmackDown because she would flourish over there.
Yeah. I think we're also going to witness history as well, because I think we're going to see the very first two-time winner this year as well. So the previous winners have been Asuka, which do we think she'll return? I know she's still on the injury list, but do you think she might return?
Yeah, it's teased. It's teased.
So Asuka, Becky Lynch, who's also teased to return. Charlotte Flair, who's obviously announced she's in the Rumble. Bianca Belair, who will be in there. Ronda Rousey, we will just leave her alone. Rhea Ripley, she's got the title, so she doesn't need to appear. And then Bayley, who won it last year. So I actually think the winner is going to come from one of those people, and it's Ronda Rousey. No, I'm kidding.
Ronda who?
I'll go to my picks. So how we do this is we pick our final four, and then we pick 3 surprises. So I'll actually go to you, Legion. Who is your final four and the winner?
My final four, of course, I'm picking. My first one's Charlotte Flair, of course.
Yep.
She has to be there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Liv Morgan.
Ooh.
Bayley. And Io Sky is my final four.
Ooh, okay. We've gone a bit different as well. So, and I'm guessing you got Charlotte Flair as winning.
Actually, I do not. That would be, in my opinion, a horrible mistake if they did.
Do you have Io Sky as winning?
I do not.
Oh, okay. Who do you have winning?
With her remarkable year of a 2024, I see Liv Morgan winning this.
Oh, this is a bit left field. Wow. Okay.
And pretty much her way of getting her, I wouldn't say revenge, her getting back on track.
So, but the thing is, obviously she go after Rhea, and I think we're kind of over that program as well. So, it's a bit interesting. Before I go on my picks, who are your 3 surprises in the Rumble?
My first one, because I don't know if it would be considered a surprise. I was originally saying Jordan Grace, but I'm like, if she's confirmed signed,
yeah,
then I'm gonna pick somebody else.
No. If you want to go with Jordan Grace, I'll accept that because I actually got her as well. So we'll just go with that.
Yeah, because I don't know if I want to count her as a surprise because she was in the Rumble previously. That's why.
I mean, she hasn't appeared in WWE like on the main since the Rumble.
That's
So
fair.
you know,
So
so
yeah.
yeah.
No, first I'll stick with Jordan Grace.
Yep, Jordan Grace. Yep.
Uh, my second one, I think we talked about this, is Becky Lynch as my surprise pick.
Yep.
And last one, I'm going far out there because it's been heavily teased about it for months. I think I did a pick last year with her too. AJ Lee.
You're really on this AJ Lee bandwagon, aren't you? You know,
Hey, I am a huge fan of her. So sure.
Yeah. I would actually like to see her, you know, return as well. So,
Even if it's like a one-off, I would not mind it.
yeah. I mean, she from what we've been told, she's pretty content as well. So with what's happening, and that's
And I think Punk teased something of her coming back.
so you got
He didn't say her name.
you got
yeah.
Becky Lynch returning, but not even being in the final four. Interesting.
No.
Okay. I've gone a bit.
I did that purposely.
Yeah, I've gone a bit different as well. Like I'm surprised we've only got one of four, and because I've got Charlotte Flair, of course. So, and everyone's going to hate this. They haven't been advertising the Women's Rumble as much because I think Charlotte Flair is going to win, and people aren't going to be happy with that. So, I've got Charlotte Flair as one of my final four, and then I've also got, and there's also a surprise entrant, Roxanne Perez, Nia Jax, and my other surprise entrance, Becky Lynch, is the final four. Probably wrong, but that's what I'm going. I know I got 3 surprises, and that, but yeah, so that's my last surprise wrestler was Jordan Grace as well. So we've gone both on that. I think the only difference is I got Roxanne Perez and you got AJ Lee. So yeah. Yeah, I think Charlotte Flair is going to become the first 2-time women's winner as well. I kind of wanted it to be Rhea, but anyway, that's where we're at. Let's get on to the tag team title match. Yeah, sorry, go on.
How many points do you have that for?
Oh yeah, that's right. God. Where are my notes? Sorry. How many points did you? How many points? Yeah.
I had 2 points.
Yeah, I had 2 points as well. I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know where I wrote it, and that. So, God, so many notes here, guys. Oh yeah, I did have it for 2 points and that. So, let's get on to the men's 2 out of 3 full tag team title match. I was very surprised to see the Guns win the titles really quickly. I'm very happy for them because I've been a huge fan of them when they were in TNA, but I was really surprised. And that's so.
You and me both.
Yeah. And,
I watched them since they became a team back in the day.
And with another surprise as well, for the DIY heel turn, I did not expect Johnny to turn as well. I thought it was going to just be Tommaso, and we're going to get a program between them two because their program in NXT when they were both in NXT is probably the best feud NXT has ever had. I feel like single wise anyway. I don't know if anyone else can think of a better one, but
I think didn't they try to run it back with Owens and Sami Zayn originally, and then Zayn got hurt?
Yeah, they might have as well. Yeah, I still think this beats Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Not discounting them, but it was another level of these two when they were going at it. But yeah, see the heel turn and then winning the tag titles was I was a bit shocked. I went, holy! I didn't realize they were going to lose it really quickly. Obviously, for me, I think this will be match of the night contender number 1 as well because both these two teams are giving me DIY, obviously DIY's in there, but DIY revival feels. If you remember their matches in NXT, the original Black and Gold, they were some of the best tag team matches ever. And it's a 2 out of 3 falls match as well, so hopefully it gets enough time. Do you remember when they did 2 out of 3 fall matches on Raw? This is going back maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and they do 1 fall and 2 fall really quickly. And you go, the third fall, and you go, well, why do we have 2 out of 3 falls if you're going to do that? You know, yeah. I hope they give them a bit of time between falls and that. So, you know, for me, I got DIY winning. I don't think if the Guns are going to get the titles back, they're going to get it back at Mania at the minute. So that's my personal pick. What about you, Legion? Your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I have more of a breakdown on the match.
Okay, go for it.
All right. So, this, like you said, this match, hopefully it goes good. I am looking for, because I love both teams. Because for the WWE side, I'm a huge fan of DIY, especially since during NXT times. And TNA, been a big, huge fan of the Motor City Machine Guns. We all know this. You know this.
Yep.
And when they finally came to WWE, I dreamed of this moment. Uh, for the first fall, I have it going to the Motor City Machine Guns.
I probably should have done. Sorry, my apologies. I did it two falls to one DIY. So yeah. So sorry. Go on.
Okay.
Apologize.
So yeah, the first fall I have the Motor City Machine Guns, but I have like I don't know if this is going to count for points or anything.
It
but,
is.
I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
Shelly pinning Gargano.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Pretty much get his kind of revenge on what happened.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
On when they took the titles.
Yep.
And then for the second fall, I have DIY taking the second fall.
Yep.
But with Ciampa pinning Chris Sabin. For the third fall, this is where it gets really interesting. Is DIY winning with the third fall by Gargano pinning Shelly.
I'll actually go through who I feel pinfall as well. I'll DM you who I think would win the pins as well. So we both got DIY winning as well. How many points you got them for as well?
That's my lock for 4 points.
That's your lock. Wow.
That's my lock.
Wow. That's not my lock. That's I got 3 points for that.
Yeah, because that's a more straightforward on we know who's going to win.
Yeah. I think the next match we're going to talk about is more straightforward as well. Even though I wouldn't mind a surprise in the next match, we'll go to the ladder match for both the Wing WWE title and the current WWE title. Number one, so great to see the Wing title.
Yeah, before we get into our picks, I want to tell you right now, I know I said this before we went on the air, but this was the one match I had an issue picking.
You really think Kevin Owens is going to win?
This one, in my mind, it could go either way because there's so many different ways the storyline can go.
So then, what, Cody doesn't have a title match at Mania?
I'm not saying he doesn't.
This is my biggest bugbear. I still feel like Kevin Owens should have won the title at
In all fairness, Cody does not need a title going into Mania.
I personally, what we've seen, the character change of him, he seemed really tired, and he's kind of over it at the minute, and I think he needs it as well. But I want to go back to when these two faced off at the revamped Saturday Night's Main Event. They missed a big opportunity not putting the title on Kevin, even if it was just up until now, like even for a month and that. I know people would have gone down the track saying, he only had the title for a month, why did they do it? Well, he basically had the title for a month, but just it's not properly like he didn't have it. Like he held the title and that, while Cody had a few weeks off in that. So
the interesting part is I originally agreed with you, and then I've been watching the story between them two, and I think they went in the right direction with this one.
Yeah. They still could have had the injury thing after it. Kevin could have won the title and then had the injury, to put him out.
I'm talking about the whole stealing the Wing Eagle.
Yeah.
Calling himself the real champion.
Yeah. I just think they still missed something. I feel like this. I did say the Guns and DIY could be match of the night, and it might be superseded by this because if you guys are watching now, go watch Kevin Owens when he was Kevin Sheen in Ring of Honor ladder matches.
Oh.
If they do half the crap that I think they're going to do in this, it's going to be insane. Like,
if I remember right, he was brutal back then.
Yep.
Oh.
And then the big question of the match is, will Sami Zayn get involved?
Well, he got involved. Was it
Monday?
Was it
yeah,
Monday?
It was Monday when he hell of a kicked Cody. And
that...
can I say, whoever was doing the camera work, props to them. Sammy walked right back and was like right next to Kevin, like it was the perfect.
But now the question is this a possible Sammy heel turn?
Someone brought up as well, like Karrion Kross has been on this, and whenever Karrion Kross is involved, a heel turn is coming, and that, so it might be a red herring.
When it was like when he feuds with somebody, that person turns heel.
Yeah. They could. I would love. They're obviously going to be setting up for a Kevin Sammy match, and I don't think for Mania, from what I've heard. So I don't think Sammy turns heel because you want to see face Sammy versus. You want to see one face, one heel, and Kevin's obviously going to be heel going into Mania. I don't see Sammy being the heel. Like if they were to pull the trigger and Kevin was the win, and that, like I'd be on that board as well. But yeah, I just don't see it, and that's I see I see Sammy being conflicted and not pulling the trigger. And
Yeah,
it'll,
that's a cute little nickname for both.
I know, Cammy, and it'll actually lead to Kevin Owens coming out later and eliminating Sammy in the Rumble. I'm just saying that right now. So, all right, I'll do my pick first. I don't see Cody winning. I see Cody winning, and that's my lock as well. What about you?
Ooh, that's a fair assumption. This is where me and you will differ. I have Owens winning this.
Oh, Jesus! What? I was going to say, you're going to put money on it? Because I wouldn't mind putting money on it. Holy crap, that would be long odds in that.
No, because this would make an amazing victory after this entire charade, that entire storyline since him turning heel. It would be an amazing outcome. Him getting his revenge on the people who turned on him.
So I guess you have him for 3 points.
No, I have him for 1 point.
Oh, you're going to... Okay, wow. I've got Cody... I got for 4 points in that.
So in a sense, I'm going all in for my...
Yeah, you're going in all in. I like it, you know. Like, I kind of went sort of safe, but yeah.
Keep in mind, if you remember every Rumble that we've done this, I have gone all out on the men's Rumble.
And you've lost both of them, haven't you?
I did.
Well,
but this one, I'm pretty positive I know who's winning.
By the way, the title's up for grab as well. There's a bit of controversy as well. I will say as well, if you want to join in putting your tips in the YouTube comment section as well, feel free as well. Just if you have any thoughts on the things as well. So the title's held up. There's no champion at the minute. So yeah, let's get on to what we're here for: the men's Royal Rumble match. Is this the most stacked Rumble match? So let's get to the participants as well. While I swear to God, like, I know I said I was going to do those fixes on Google, but it's just... we've got 15 at the minute in the men's Royal Rumble match. LA Knight, John Cena, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth friggin' Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, and Carmelo Hayes. There's obviously still a lot more names that are not there that will go there and that, but is this the most stacked probably since, I'd nearly say, like, 2007 comes to mind. 2001 more comes to mind, how stacked that was with Austin, Rock, and all those. Taker, Kane, all those guys in that. So
the good old days.
It is the good old days. Like, and it's been one of the best builds ever as well. Like, there are just so many storylines. Like, I said this to you off stream. I think if they really want to, like, I see only 3 winning, but if they really wanted to make stories, I can see upwards of 10 guys winning and that. And how long have we been able to say that? Like, that many people winning as well, so...
But, and pretty much what you're saying, this makes this match one of the most unpredictable men's...
Yeah, and I really want to see what your Final Four are, so we'll get to that pretty soon as well. So, let's go over before we go.
We might have similar ones, to be honest.
Let's talk about maybe some surprise entrants as well. Like, we'll see if you got any of these names, but the one that's at the top of the list, will he, won't he? The Rock. Do you think he will or no?
That one's a toss-up. That one's a complete toss-up. It's literally a 50-50 for him.
Do you see as well? They've announced that the Rumble team is surprisingly it's Cole and Wade Barrett. So that would mean you'd think Pat McAfee's going to be in there, yeah? I don't see him winning.
He has to be.
Especially in India as well, where he's from as well. So,
and on a side note, me and you agree to this, so we know he most likely will appear in the Rumble.
Yeah.
So, for Joe Hendry.
Oh, I was going to get to that as well. I was going to go through. I don't know if you've seen, but Aleister Black has recently left AEW. He actually can't appear. He can't appear.
Yeah, I'm saying there's rumor that he will return to the WWE.
Yeah.
But I didn't. People were saying who's going to go in the Rumble. Like, I don't think.
No, he's actually he's on the clause, I think, where he can't appear, and that. So it'd be good to see Aleister Black back.
I miss him. Yeah, I miss him in WWE. He was amazing.
Also with Rey Fenix as well, I don't think he'll appear. It's a bit of shambles with the contract.
His contract's not up yet.
We'll both bank on it as well right now. Joe Hendry is going to appear in the Rumble. If you had to choose his number as well, we got a special thing for Joe Hendry because we both are going to pick him. Let's be honest. So we're just going to do that here pretty soon. And that, If you were
So
to
this won't count to our 3 picks because
no, no, we got a special thing that we're going to line up. Where would you have? I would have. Can you imagine if he comes out second? Like not first. They have. Trying to think who would be first.
that would be funny.
Imagine if it's someone like Dominic
No.
Mysterio is first and then he's second. Like the crowd would go.
Oh.
They're going to go off. Like,
Yes,
it might be one of the biggest pops ever.
Or imagine him being first.
I think Dom just get all the booze and that out of the way, and then he would come out and then they'd just be in.
Actually, no, not Dominic being first. Not Dominic being first.
Who would be first then?
Kofi.
Woohoo! I like that. Yeah, I don't think Kofi has been announced to be in there yet. So, let's go over some other names. I expect one of the Hardys to actually be in here. I don't know if it'll be. I don't think it'll be both. I think for more the average fan, it'll be Jeff because people would go to Jeff more than him. That's personally. Josh Alexander. I know his contract is coming up, but I don't think he'll appear because I don't think many people will know Josh Alexander. I call him the budget version of Kurt Angle. If you've never seen Josh Alexander, and that's not disrespect to Josh Alexander, because he's been really good on TNA as well. So
let's put this in perspective. Josh Alexander versus Chad Gable would set the house on fire.
yeah, but only the purists would get it as well, not the casual fan. And that maybe we see AJ Styles return. I don't know how he's going with his ankle. Ilya Dragunov's been at the Performance Center, so he might return.
Yeah, that one is heavily teased that he's coming back.
Yeah,
and I mean when I say heavily, I mean almost. Oh Lord, I am praying.
Let's go to some NXT guys. I only see around 3 NXT guys getting in there, and that's Ethan Page, maybe. Trick Williams, I think, will be in it.
And I think he's getting called up here real soon.
Yeah, I think after Mania he'll get called up. That's how they normally do it. And I was thinking Obafemi, but they haven't really had the NXT champion in the Rumble the last couple of years.
Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
Yeah. So I don't think he'll be there. I just saw that. So, yeah. I don't think. Can you imagine Obafemi in there? Well, I'm trying to think of Obafemi and Jacob Fatu.
Ooh, dream match right there.
Obafemi and I was going to say Brock Lesnar. Obafemi and Bron Breakker. What about that one? You know,
him versus Brock Lesnar, that would be amazing.
Him and Brock Lesnar as well. Like, whew. And speaking of Brock Lesnar, he has been mentioned on WWE the last couple of weeks. Not by name, but they've been mentioning the Beast.
I'll add this. If you go to their official roster page, he is on it.
He is on it. Oh, the crowd would go nuts if he was to appear.
Oh yeah. And the question is, would he appear in face or a heel?
I think he'd get cheered. I know there's a lot of with the.
Oh yeah, he'll get cheered, but will he in the long run? Will he go face or heel?
I mean, there's too many heels. I'd like to see him as a face. I think he'd be. I was surprised when he was a face in that. Anyway, let's go. I guess I'll go first with my final 4 and winner. This was really hard, and even right now, I'm looking at my winner, and I'm thinking I just can't do it, but I might just stick with it because I think they might go a different way.
Mm-hmm.
My final 4 is Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, John Cena. Just say those 4 names straight away. Amazing. You just can't. I'm just salivating at it right now. And my winner. Can I say a winner now? And if I want to change it in a couple of days before the Rumble, can I do that, Legion? Or is that?
Yeah. I will allow it.
I think Cena at the minute wins, but then I've just read. I think I'll stick with Cena for a minute, but I'll let you know. I think John Cena. I think out of John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk are the 3 likely winners. One of those 3, and that. Okay. So yeah, okay. I'll go for my 3. I'll go for my 3 surprises. Obviously Trick Williams will be there. I've got Ethan Page as well. I did have Aleister Black, but he obviously can't appear. And then my surprise, I know they haven't done much Legends of that, but it'd be funny if X-Pac was to come back. I'll just for a one match.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
I'm kind of throwing that pick now because he probably won't appear, but it would be. I threw it last year when I said Ken Shamrock was going to appear, so might as well throw it for X-Pac.
I don't. In my personal opinion, I don't think he can appear.
For
medical reasons.
Okay, then I might have to change that as well. So to someone else.
I don't take my word for it. I that's the last I heard.
All right.
That was like a few months.
Okay. What about your final? Oh, by the way, I got John Cena winning, and that's for 1 point as well. So, so is it 1 point?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm
I
just.
think this is 1 point for you. I don't think.
Yeah, it's 1 point. It's 1 point. Okay. What about you? What was your final four?
Final four. Me and you had two similar ones.
Yep.
We had CM Punk and Seth Rollins in the final four.
Okay.
That's my two of them.
Yep.
My other two is Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. See, before you go, I had Drew, but I thought you got to get Seth in there. I don't know. Yeah. Go on.
And I was originally thinking Cena, but like I'm thinking in my head, like I have a feeling somebody's gonna eliminate him fairly early,
Ooh.
and pretty much then start a feud with him.
Okay.
And I have a feeling this, in my mind, this fourth person should be the one to eliminate him.
Okay, go on.
Is it Dominic Mysterio?
Okay. Wow. I wouldn't mind seeing a little mini. If John Cena doesn't win this, then that means he's going to appear in the eliminate, which he's already appearing at the Chamber anyway. But he might actually be in the Chamber. So.
And I'm surprised you didn't go with this pick because this one's heavily rumored to actually win and go on to Mania to face Gunther. My pick to win
is Rollins.
Is Seth Rollins.
So that would make him a 2-time winner? Yeah. He won in 2019. I was nearly thinking he's not a 3-time winner, and that it's only Steve Austin at the minute. So, see,
all right.
I did think Rollins is like you think about it now, like he did lose to Punk at what he would eliminate. Punk would be the last two.
Yes, it'd be him and Punk in the end.
Oh, then see, it makes sense, and I want to change it, but that's your story, and I can't do it. I'm going to stick with Cena for the minute. I personally think it's either Cena or Roman. I like.
Pretty much, that would be Punk's revenge on Punk, or Rollins' revenge on
Can you
Punk.
imagine if they do it like a 97 one where Punk eliminates Rollins and the refs don't see it, and he gets back in and eliminates him, and that would be like
that would be interesting.
That would be going on to the heel turn as well. Who are your surprises as well? So.
My surprise is my first one. This is a far one. It's from TNA.
Okay.
Moose.
Ooh.
My second one, I'm just going off of rumors on this one. So I'm going with Brock Lesnar for my second one.
Yep.
My third one, this is when I told you it's going to throw you off a little bit. Tyler Breeze.
I wouldn't mind seeing Tyler Breeze. He's
the reason I say this because when I looked at the roster page, he is on it.
He's back on it. Okay, they haven't announced that he's signed. I thought, is he a coach or anything? Like he might be a coach.
I think he's a coach, but I think he might make it a surprise appearance.
See, I would love him and Fandango. I know he's in TNA, but that tag team was amazing as well. Like it was just.
What if Dango makes an appearance?
Then they'd have to do the Fashion Files entrance and that, and I'd mark out for that. So, and let's get to Joe Henry. We both know he's in. So, there are a couple ways we're going to do this as well. Like I thought, the closest to the number, but you would go 15, then I would go 16, and whoever was there like that. We're just going to do odd and even. So, since he is your boy, you get to choose. Do you think Joe Henry will be an even number or an odd number?
Since we talked about it before, I've actually predetermined it. I was happy you said it, but even.
Even, okay. I got him for an odd number, and that'll be for 1 point as well. So yeah.
And this is my 3-pointer.
And this is your 3-pointer as well. Okay, well, that's our Royal Rumble. Holy crap, we've gone really long. Probably our longest episode ever. Right.
But our biggest determination would be the WWE title match, in my opinion.
Yeah. Also, quickly, I know I should have done it in the women's, but who do you see number 1 being the Iron Man and number 2 having the most eliminations in this?
The Iron Man? Ooh, that's a tough one. That is a serious tough one.
Do you want me to? I'll tell you my name. You probably won't agree. Jey Uso, I think, will be the Iron Man.
Oh, in the men's rumble?
Yeah, in the men's rumble. Yeah, we'll do the men's. We'll do the females soon as well. But most eliminations, it's an easy pick. It's going to be Jacob Fatu. I think he might nearly set the record as well. I think the record's at 14. I think he might blow past it. So
And doesn't Kane hold that record?
I thought Brock Lesnar holds the record from. Remember when he started and eliminated up until Ricochet and Drew? Yeah. So yeah, for the women, most eliminations.
Yeah, that one I'm having a hard time thinking.
I think it'll be between Belair.
Nope. I just popped in my head. I don't know why I didn't say it earlier.
Belair, and that maybe the Iron Woman of that would be God. I know it'd be a first night, but maybe Jordan Grace. Like that'd be a really good thing as well for her. What about you?
For the Iron Woman, I see it being Io.
Yeah, yeah.
And for the most eliminations, I see the returning Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to that. Anyway, that's it for our return show. Once again, thank you. Before we head off as well, I believe, Legion, you've got a question you want to ask everyone as well. And before we ask it as well, whatever your answer is, do it again. YouTube comments. Want to hear your answers to that. We want you guys to get involved as well.
And remember, everybody, there is no wrong answer.
Go ahead.
Who do you think is Mr. Royal Rumble? You know how, like, for example, Shawn Michaels is known as Mr. WrestleMania for putting on the best performances at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Who do you think would be fitting with the title of Mr. Royal Rumble?
There's so many. I need to go over the whole Royal Rumble as well, but for me, like, it's obviously if you go eliminations, I think Kane is still leading. But I had a look at that list, and Braun Strowman is coming with a wet sail. Like, he's number 4 now, Braun. So, we could go, Kofi doing all those little tricks as well. Yeah, it's an interesting question. I'll have to actually think about that as well. So, who do you guys think in that? But anyway, that's the show. Thank you again to Legion. We did go a bit overboard this time, but you know what? Who cares? Because we're having fun. We're having fun doing this as well. So, we'll see you guys. I need to. We'll see you for Royal Rumble. I will be streaming it live. I believe Legion, you'll be joining me as well. So.
Oh, I would do my best to be there.
Yeah, I know, kind of asking you off the top of the head and that, but yeah, it's kind of something I thought about. So, after how we were watching Netflix when I thought, yeah, let's watch the Rumble together. Can't obviously stream it on stream because we'll get demonetized and that, but watch it with us and that. So yeah. Anyway, until we see you again, he is Legion.
Bye bye, guys.
I'm Sugar Ray. I hope you enjoy the Royal Rumble as well. So I'll see you guys here whenever it starts. I think it's 10 a.m. here and that. So hope you enjoy your wrestling. 2025 has already started as a good year, and hopefully it will be a better year as well. So we will see you in the future. Until next show, take care. Bye-bye.
Later.